Hi guys, it's Tara Tom, the Inside Stylist. I am here answering frequently asked questions, hopefully to help style the inside so we can help your outside be a better you. So today we are going to talk about flare-ups. Eczema flare-ups, psoriasis flare-ups, any kind of skin condition, well, most of them. We're going to talk about these rashes and these flare-ups and what they really mean and what's happening and kind of what to expect on your healing journey. I know a lot of you have many questions around, am I doing it correctly? I don't know why I'm getting more flare-ups. It's worse than it was before. We're going to get into that today and hopefully answer those questions for you and give yourself some support that you're looking for throughout your journey. So, let's get into it. The question of today is flare-ups. I get 20 million questions around these, especially when you're trying to heal and you're starting to incorporate celery juice, you're starting to follow the medical medium protocols or recommendations to heal eczema or psoriasis, either one, and you get a flare-up. And sometimes it's like worse than before you started. And it causes so much confusion and you're not quite sure what's going on. Well, that's where I'm telling you, you need to get this book, Liver Rescue. This book right here has an entire chapter on eczema and psoriasis. And if you were one who just kind of picked up the book and didn't really read it, and you kind of read the chapter once, maybe even read it twice, I'm going to tell you right now, that chapter is filled with information, and it takes some time to digest because it's almost like reading a medical book, and you kind of have to take some time to understand what's really happening. Cliff Note version: what's happening with eczema or psoriasis or many of the skin issues that are out there. It's usually a combination of a virus, more often than not the Epstein-Barr virus, and heavy metals. Most of the time it's, eczema, it's usually higher amounts of copper. Psoriasis, I believe it's a higher amount of a different heavy metal. But there's many different combinations that can cause all these different types of eczema, psoriasis, or skin conditions in a whole. Not saying that every skin condition is caused by those two factors, but eczema and psoriasis are. And well, that's what I've learned. I'm just following what the medical medium puts out there, and so far that's been helping me, and that's been by far the best explanation, and following his recommendations on how to heal that has been working for me, and I'm going to tell you that's how I healed from it. So knowing that, I'm going to tell you right now that the virus usually feeds off of these heavy metals, and then it gives off a byproduct called a dermatoxin. And the dermatoxin is then released. And what happens is it goes out into your body and it makes its way to your skin surface, and that's where the reaction is happening, and that's when you're seeing the rash or the flare-up. Now, there is some interesting things that I wanted to point out. And I'm actually going to read it from the book because I find that this paragraph is often, or this portion of the whole chapter is often looked over. But it's a critical part of your journey, and it will help you to understand what is happening in your body so that you are not panicking and thinking, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Okay, so here's a little section from the Liver Rescue book called Cleaning House. And in that section, it says, you'll likely need to pace the process of your healing because as the liver is cleansed, dermatoxins flush fast and furious to the skin surface, causing the same symptoms you're trying to heal. If you flush them out all at once, you'll be overcome with discomfort. Not only that, the skin has also grown accustomed to reacting to dermatoxins, so it needs to be given time to calm down. Someone with the worst case of eczema or psoriasis has a little extra copper and mercury and viral waste matter stored deep in the liver. So it takes longer for the skin condition to heal. If that's you, have patience as best as you can. And that's a part of the whole healing that I think causes the most doubt and confusion and loss of hope when you're trying to incorporate all these new foods. You're trying to do the heavy metal detox, getting rid of the heavy metals. You're trying to eat healing foods and fruits and vegetables that help to get rid of the virus. You're trying to do all those things. You're lowering your fat so your body has the capability to let go of everything at a quicker pace. I understand that you're doing all this work, and it's like, I get a flare up. And then you start to think, is it because of the food? Am I actually allergic to something? Am I doing this wrong? Am I not doing enough? I get it. I remember feeling the same way, but I didn't even have this book. I remember at the time when I was healing my eczema, I had only the first book, and I listened to his radio show on eczema, and I would just keep playing it over and over, reminding myself of what's happening in my body. And I just kept telling myself, you just keep going. And over time, it held true. You kind of do this healing dance, is what I call, where you take 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, and it goes the same with these skin conditions. These dermatoxins or cells are actually on a 6-week cycle, and we want to think that the food that we ate immediately or within the last couple of days is the cause of why maybe your flare-up is extremely bad at that moment. But it turns out that it's not necessarily true. These dermatoxins, because of their 6-week cycle, another round of them are actually like getting ready to make its way to your skin. So it's almost like 6 weeks prior to that, what your diet was like back then is kind of like what your current state of your skin will be reacting to. So it's not necessarily something you just ate. And it's also, even if you're eating all these healing foods, it's not necessarily you doing anything wrong. These dermatoxins have to be released. They kind of have to get out of your body. And that's all part of the healing process. And it doesn't signify that you are doing something wrong or it's not working. And I think that that's one of the toughest parts about healing this eczema and psoriasis or these skin conditions, is your skin isn't showing improvement per se all the time. Sometimes it gets worse, then it kind of heals, and then you go through a period that maybe deep inside your liver, when you're letting go of those toxins, it's getting worse. So I understand the frustration, but I'm telling you, just take it from me, someone who has gone through this. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you stick it out, it does actually work. And I have not had a flare-up in over a year, maybe a small one, but it healed within like a day kind of thing. But it really does work. You get rid of that Epstein-Barr virus, or the virus causing it, and you get rid of those heavy metals, and you lower, I'm telling you right now, if you lower your fat, it really does help to move all of these toxins out of your body quicker. Stay hydrated, and try to, like he said, just try to be patient. Don't allow your body to get stressed. Don't get stressed over the situation. Just have faith in yourself and have faith in this process, and you too will heal. I hope that this has given you a little bit more comfort. And again, go and get this liver rescue book if you're suffering with eczema or psoriasis or any of those skin conditions. Get this book, read that eczema psoriasis chapter. There's a list of supplements in here for eczema and psoriasis that you can utilize as a guide. And that chapter, I cannot stress enough, if you can read it like 10 times, read it 10 times, because every time I've gone back to read over that chapter, I've learned something new. So from one eczema warrior to another, I'm telling you, hang in there, you can heal. Thank you for watching my video. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if you're finding that you are enjoying these tips and tricks and sharing of my experiences, please subscribe for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video.